It was made in 1 week exactly.
Really?
Putting it up is the most pleasing part when you deal with a client. If you're not there, it's like a decorator knows better what will look good there, at what height, what lighting, what is necessary.
Oh, so you coordinated the lighting effects
Yes,
also?
yes, yes. It's the lighting that brings life into it. The advantages in the D have varied from the black and white days.
Now there's no bully off.
Now,
So do you miss that bully off?
yes, that was traditional art.
And
Now it is modernized by the Europeans. The transformation of technology has created jobs where the youngsters now don't have the basic game in a school. Where is hockey played today? What was St. Beats when we played hockey? State winners.
do you have fond memories of your boarding days at St. Beats?
Yeah. Fondest memory, was getting involved in a fight at Wesley School.
We were leading and finally we won the match. Suddenly fight broke out. We don't know what exactly was the reason. They must have been upset that they were beaten in their own ground by St. Peter's boy. They didn't expect that, I think. So they began to take the stick and beat the boy. And the boy is not very tall, average boy. Joe was the tallest, I believe. And what he did was something marvelous. He took his hockey stick and he began to swing around hockey stick. And then he told all of the boys, run from there, run to the police station. And I was watching there. And he must have got 1 or 2 hits, but I didn't mind that. He was swinging the stick and keeping the boys at the bay. Nice to see a person who was willing to sacrifice himself for the sake of his friends.
In my fight, it was Father Anthony who was there. So it was Winston Cabral, Sheldon D'Souza, and me. If the writing is perfect, then that leads to art. Every line has a meaning to it.
What do you mean?
When you write, you know the character of a man, if he's artistic. The very way he forms his lettering. One priest who knew that and was very good was John Peter. Mostly it was portraits, then science drawings, then engineering drawings. That's how it grows. My brother, my sister-in-law too, all work at the railways.
But you stayed in the Madurai railway colony, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, very much. My uncle was a driver, man. especially a great trade. There were about almost 28 families staying in
Tell
the
me
railway
some
colony.
prominent names.
Rosarios, Fernandezes, De Cruz, Reeves, and Jacobs were there. Six brothers and two sisters.
Where are they?
4 in Australia, 1 in London.
You're the only one in the family.
I'm here in Chennai, 2 with my mom in Madurai.
He was good to us as a brother in all walks of life.
Okay. But you didn't get much time to spend with him, no?
Yes. I spent a lot of time. I used to come to Madras there.
He was so kind, affectionate, loving, and he had that attitude of give and take, and he loved so many people very much.
But only thing, that fellow only secluded himself. He said he preferred living in Madras because he couldn't, if he lived here with us, he won't get as many orders with this decoration work.
Even though I was the eldest, at times he used to guide me with, especially my work. I too used to do carpentry and other miscellaneous work. So he used to give me some ideas and put me in a way.
The last time when I met him, he had a severe earache. And we were going down to see Dr. Rodrigues, an ENT specialist. He said, "Come Dave, I'll take you to him." And we went down there. Doctor examined his ear, and there was nothing wrong except that he has hurt his ear, and gave him some drops and all. But he was in pain. He could not even eat his food because his jaw was paining. And at that time he was telling Dr. Rodrigues and myself, "I've got to go and see that auntie. The plumber came and dodged her of some money. She wants one tap changed. I'm going to change the tap." He was such a guy like that.
We used to make the old man on the New Year on the red field. That we will never forget. He'll come make a pakka an old man that we do all the New Year celebration. Invite all the everybody there. They used to come and watch it on the field. After every Joe went, they said everybody left the colony. There was no more.
The first place I came to know in Madras because of the community around.
So it must have been a buzzing place, right?
It was. Then it was Madras.
And now?
Now it is Chennai. Chennai.
The times have
That's the
changed.
difference. Times have changed, technology has changed, but you can't change the people. They were priests committed to the profession. Now it is commercial.
So you go to Assembly of God, eh?
Any church. It's not just the regular Sunday Mass where, I feel I'm marked present there. Last week I was marked absent.
The mischief he was up to day in and day out. There are too many things that we can talk about Joe's life in the boarding. But he was one energetic guy there. He kept us all on our toes, and from day one, he was the man. He was the crowd puller. He was the entertainer. He was the one keeping all the priests on their feet.
I remember sometimes in the afternoons when I call him, "Joe, are you sleeping? Don't ask me this question. You've already disturbed me, so tell me what you want." So, Joe as a humorous person, yes, he was very humorous. And I used to think, how come Joe was so humorous when he had so much of workload on his head?
He would crack, a funny joke without even laughing. And sometimes we used to wonder, is it really so funny that we have to laugh? Right? And the other way around, he used to do this. He'll crack a dumb joke humorously, and he made us laugh even though the joke was dumb. He was, such a fellow.
Have you seen him dancing?
Yes, yes. He's dancing something, he'll say. You want to laugh.
Yeah, Joe was very close to me. We spent 3 years in the boarding. He was a kind of guide and protector there. In the early days, I was only 10 years old then. Joe was 5 years older than me. So everything that he did, I looked up to him, and if there was anything I needed, even in the later years, I would contact Joe and ask him for advice or information. And he's helped me a lot, getting through different situations in my life too. He had a lot of contacts. He knew people where he could get things done, and that was one of his strong points.
We studied together. We spent almost, I think, about 8 years in the boarding together. And after that, we parted ways. Each went about his own work. And we had a time only meeting him once again in 2019 when we had our first boarders reunion. And it was a joy to discover that he was the same guy that we had in school. Same humorous, same loving, thoughtful guy.
When are you going to give me the opportunity to MC your wedding?
Maybe in near future.
Near future can be 1 year, 2 years.
Could be a year.
Simply I'll tell him at times, Joe, I got this work to do, I got that work to do. Come, Joe. Yes, I'll come, Mama, you don't do anything. I'll come.
What did he do? What sort of work?
Here you can see his roof right around you. The walls is tempering and other work also. Yes, furniture. That one, that's a two-seater, the other one, all those chairs, and what Dominic is seated on, that one. But I don't know why God took him away.
No more managing. Don't know how long it will be, how long it will take. We can overcome it because the voice is gone. But there's the voice of it. We call him, get his voice. So and again we are going to hear that voice. Such a lovely person, such a beautiful friend, and a brother that we have lost.
It's impacted the family
quite a lot because Joe was one of the loved ones in the family, and we were quite reliant on Joe to do a lot of things in the house.
He didn't want to tell us what he was suffering from, brethren. He kept it to himself. And he took it on himself when he went. He left us all and went away.
It was in the middle of the lockdown. No movement was permitted. And when I happened to have an accident and was in pain, I called Joe. There was nobody else who came to my mind immediately. And within 10 minutes, he reached home on his bicycle. He risked himself, took me to the doctor, and it turned out to be several fractured ribs, which was a very serious thing. And after that, he came every second day, took me for my follow-up treatment and made sure I took my medication. And thanks to him, I've been fit and active since then. And after this, realizing that I used to wear a belt on my chest to support my ribs while healing, later when there was an elderly old man who needed the belt, who couldn't afford one, he asked me for it. He went personally, put it on that person, and made sure that he was comfortable.
He went out of his way to help others. He did not even think of himself. That's what I would say of him, and as he had that Christ-like love. He put others before himself.
And I told him, Joe, would you like to have a new cycle? And he took a long time to answer that question. And then he told me, Dave, a new cycle will cost about 5,000, 6,000 rupees. But instead of that, I was thinking of this. If you give me some money, I'll get my old cycle repaired. But there is another person that I know, okay, and she is struggling to get her art material. She was doing a teacher's training to get the art material. So I would prefer if you could give that money to her.
Yes, everyone liked him because he created that, what shall I say, that thought in other people, that he was honest but simple in his talk and ways.
அதுதான் எங்களுக்கு முடியும்.
டிஃபன் சாப்பிட்டா ஒரு காலவுனா உட்காந்து வெயிட் பண்ணி எல்லாம் ஜோக் அடிச்சு சாப்பிட்டுக்கிட்டு தான் போகுது. காலவுனா வெயிட் பண்ணுறது.
ரொம்ப காமெடி வரும்போது அப்புறம் என்ன சொல்றாரு, நீ எல்லாருக்கும் கொடுத்துக்கப்பா, உள்ள உட்காந்துருப்பாரு, எல்லாருக்கும் கொடுக்குறேன், நான் இனிமே சுடிதார் போட்டு வரேன் இருப்பா.
லேடிஸ் வந்து முதல்ல கொடுத்தாரு, அதுக்காக வந்துருவாரு.
சரி, தேங்க்யூ சார். கஷ்டம், ரொம்ப கஷ்டம்.
மேலோட்டமா சொல்லுவாங்க, ஏன்னா அவர் செத்துற பிறகு எல்லாம் நல்ல மனுஷன் அப்படின்னு எல்லாமே சொல்லுவாங்க.
இல்லை
இது உண்மையாவே நல்ல மனுஷன். டியர் ஃப்ரெண்டு போல
ஓகே
பேசுவார், தமாஷா பண்ணுவாரு. அவர் இருக்கணும் ஜோக் பண்ற மாதிரியே இல்லை, நமக்கு ஒரு தம்பி அண்ணன் போல.
Years ago in school, we saw a movie. It was called Ringo and the Golden Pistol. Today, if Joe had, a movie behind his name, it would be named Joe and his Golden Heart.
Those are unforgettable days. Never come back.
He was such a talented person, so versatile in the work what he did. So many young couples can actually attribute the success of the wedding and the receptions to the decorations which Joe has made. His work was phenomenal. The way he worked with thermocol, the way he colored, he did things so naturally. Not only for weddings and decorations, he did launches, he did corporate events, he did school projects, and there are so many instances which I recall where he has done work free for people who couldn't afford but deserved it. Now that is the person we are talking about. It was not about money, it was not about, he shared his love and his talent. Apart from that, the humorous side, the talent, the singing. I think we missed a friend and a brother, a fellow schoolmate, too soon. But God knows he wanted him back.
Precious Lord, forget me not, no, and pass me by. must be others worthier than I. If you can, Lord, is what I'll ask of you. Save a little spark in heaven close to you.
You're full time into decoration work?
Yes, very much.
Does it fetch you enough money?
I wouldn't say enough, just about to make ends meet.
So you can buy a grog and greens, huh?
I can buy my grub. I'm not interested in grog anymore. Grog, take it to the grave.
Is an artist's life difficult?
It is.
In what way?
The mindset. Some artists go through a very good phase in life because they have the facilities. Not everybody has that. The encouragement is not there from a family that doesn't have.
So you have no patrons?
Yes.
Joe boy, it's quite surreal that you're no longer with us. In our last conversation, you told me you will be going home soon to spend a few days with Mom. It is a different journey home now. From our boarding school days, we shared a special bond as brothers.
I believe Joe is sleeping according to what the Bible teaches, and Jesus will wake him up in the resurrection, and I can be with him again in the paradise.